Hey guys, welcome back. Another in your face video. This one's long overdue. I want to talk about the bopekka again because I have been seeing some very crazy executions of this relatively simple attack. This is the kind of attack you don't at Town Hall 11. That is. This is for Town Hall 11. The last one I made didn't even have siege. It's really old, I know, but it is basically still the idea. You really don't need any variation on this. If you're in a situation where you see a base and it's symmetrical, which is what I look for basically for bopekka, you don't want to do it on super spread out bases. You want to do it on symmetrical looking bases like this. And if you're in a situation where you're like, oh, well, I want to take an extra baby dragon and drop this over there and this here and put in an E drag and like do all this, at Town Hall 11, that is, you're really probably looking for a different attack at that. But that's for me. Now I know a lot of attacks. Not everybody does. I understand, but that's the wrong like mentality to have. It's if the way I try to do it is like I look at a base. I try to see what the correct attack is for that base and do that attack regardless of if I'm comfortable with it or not, if I like it or not. Doesn't matter. The right call for the base is the right call for the base. It's not a situation where I take an attack I like and try to squeeze it into whatever my targets happen to be. So anyway, I digress. So Tonka had a pretty good example here, and I think I almost just want to show the beginning because this is the main thing about the attack. So first thing, you see where the town, see where the, oh boy. See where the town hall is located. It is a symmetrical base. For those who don't know, symmetrical is basically the same on both sides. So this side is a mirror image of this side. That's symmetrical. That's the kind of bases I like doing this attack against. He starts directly across from the town hall. That is what you want to do. I know you probably might see me push my queen around with a baby dragon. You might see other people do it, but that is really not what you want to do, and it's really not the ideal attack. The ideal attack is just let her walk. The baby dragons are for cleanup. I'm going to two-time it because it's kind of a long walk. You just let her go. You start from, really the warden should be down right now, but whatever. You let her go. If she gets in trouble, drop her rage. He did a good job of that. And you have to wait to see where she is walking. You don't try and force it. Like just let her go. As soon as you're sure where she's walking, then it's time to move on to the next part of the attack. And here is why. You don't need a funnel on both sides. This isn't Go-Ho, where you clear one side of the funnel and you clear the other side of the funnel and you send your stuff in. The queen herself is clearing. So as soon as you see where she's going, you start clearing the other side, which is why this Pekka's here. You send the wrecker in the middle. Everything else goes up the middle, guys. That's how you do it. You don't need to do all this weird stuff I see going on. This attack is really forgiving. I never really see, as you guys see the army, I never really see a reason at Town Hall 11. I can't stress that. It changes a bit at 12. But at Town Hall 11, I never really see a need to deviate from this. Other than maybe you want Valks in CC, maybe you want Ice Golems in CC. That's your call. I like them both. I did Valks and CC when I was doing it, but that was before Ice Golems were even a thing. Now they're a thing. I don't know. I'm a little torn on that. I take Ice Golems at 12, and anyway, that stuff is cleared. You drop everything else up the middle. The only tricky thing about this attack, as you can see, his wrecker went down, so he dropped the jump there, is there's a lot going on around this time. So the beginning part is pretty easy. You pick a good place to walk in a good spot relative to the town hall and you let her go. But around this time, the CC's coming out. You got to drop a poison for them. You also want to rage your bowlers up in the core. You also need to jump down so they don't wander around all over the place. So that can be tough because you need to drop a lot in a short amount of time. You just saw his rage go down there. But that's really the trickiest part. And honestly, for real, on a base like this, I wouldn't have even took freeze because you see he didn't use it yet. If it's two multis, I just take another rage, even at Town Hall 11. You only need one heal, because remember, you have these 5 healers, and if you're funneling correctly, your healer or your queen is meeting up with your kill squad, and the healers are on the queen, so the healers are going to be on the kill squad. So you don't need even 2 heal for this. 1 is fine. You know, I always find another rage beneficial because this is a very momentum attack. Like you want to like just wipe the bait, like annihilate the core as quickly as you can. That's the big thing. Take out all the big stuff as quick as you can. You know, he froze the queen there. I could see that's me. You know, if you like the freeze, I could see that. But so anyway, there was another well executed. I'm actually struggling to find good examples anymore of this now that I think about it. But anyway, CJ had a good one this time. His first one, I think. And I know it's a dip, guys. He's an 11. This is a 10. It's all about the execution. I'm always looking at people's execution. Whether you 3-star the base, to me, honestly, I don't care. I don't care if you 3-starred the base. And sometimes that's worse because you can execute an attack completely incorrectly, then 3-star the base, and then it's, oh, why are you yelling at me? It's like, no, I'm looking at your execution. If we lose and we're all executing great attacks, oh well. Sometimes it's like that, you know? But when we're, and myself included, when I'm blowing attacks, when we're blowing attacks, and the execution's off or people aren't paying attention, including myself again, that's no good, guys. Anyway, so same kind of thing whenever he starts. This was a little risky, but I like where his head was because he can clearly see she is going this, well, maybe inexperienced queen walkers won't know, but she is definitely going this way. There's nothing over here that's going to pull her, because even if she walks over here and takes his builder hut out, which she probably will, then she's going to move forward. She can reach this, and this from over the wall. So there's nothing, this archer tower here isn't going to pull her around this corner. So he lets her go. He did it right with the warden. You want the warden with the queen, really. He anticipated problems with the king, dropped it. So if you guys notice, this was like perfect. And he spotted that troll Tesla and dropped the Pekka on it too. He cleared this, except for the builder hut, but that's okay. With the queen walk. There was no baby dragon, there was no nonsense. This isn't, again, Goho. This isn't Goho where you got to clear one side and clear the other side, and the queen is clearing her own funnel. The Pekkas are responsible for the other part. Everything else goes in the middle. Warden with the queen. And this was almost, he fanned his bowlers out a little too much, but I forgive him for that. And you notice, same thing. This was like almost, minus the bowler fan, this was basically a perfectly executed attack. So anyway, I hope that helped clear some things up, and I'll see you in the next video.